Elder historian Kexvari had served the galactic archives for over 6 centuries, cataloguing the rise and fall of civilizations across the spiral arm. She had witnessed species achieve transcendence, watched empires crumble to dust, and recorded the wisdom that each generation passed to the next. But of all the accumulated knowledge in the vast repository, one rule stood above all others in importance. Rule 1, Section 1, Priority Alpha. Under no circumstances should any galactic civilization initiate hostile action against the species known as humans. Today, as she stood before the emergency session of the Galactic Council, she was about to explain why that rule existed and what happened to those foolish enough to break it. "Honored representatives," she began, her ancient voice carrying the weight of centuries. 3 standard days ago, the Karath Supremacy committed what may be the greatest act of stupidity in galactic history. They attacked a human colony ship. The council chamber, representing 47 different species from across the galaxy, fell into stunned silence. Even the most aggressive militaristic representatives seemed to shrink into their seats. "Surely," stammered Ambassador Thrulock of the warlike Sectari, "you mean they encountered humans in contested space?" Perhaps there was a misunderstanding? "No," Elder Kexvari replied grimly, activating the holographic display. The Karath Supremacy, in their arrogance, decided that the ancient warnings were merely superstition. They deliberately targeted the human vessel New Horizon, a civilian transport carrying 15,000 colonists, including children. The display showed the aftermath, a debris field where the Karath battle fleet had once existed. 47 warships, reduced to scattered atoms in a matter of minutes. "Where?" asked Chancellor Molvari, her crystalline form flickering with nervous energy. "Where did the humans get their reinforcements?" "Our intelligence networks showed no human military presence in that sector." Elder Kexvari's expression grew more grave. "There were no reinforcements, Chancellor. The human colony ship destroyed the entire Karath fleet by itself." The statement hung in the air like a toxic cloud. A civilian transport vessel supposedly carrying families and their belongings had single-handedly eliminated a military force that could have conquered most mid-level civilizations. "Perhaps," suggested Admiral Cawthon of the Militaristic Union, "the intelligence was wrong? Maybe it wasn't actually a civilian vessel?" "It was civilian," Kexvari confirmed, calling up more detailed scans. 15,000 humans, their personal effects, agricultural equipment, prefabricated housing modules, and one very angry artificial intelligence that didn't appreciate being shot at while protecting human children. She manipulated the display to show the brief battle, if it could even be called that. The human ship had simply stopped, rotated to face the attacking fleet, and then something happened. The Karath vessels didn't explode, didn't break apart, didn't even have time to register damage. They simply ceased to exist, converted to their component atoms in the space of a heartbeat. "How?" whispered Ambassador Thrulock. "That question," Elder Kexvari replied, "is exactly why Rule 1 exists. Let me tell you the story of how that rule came to be written." The holographic display shifted, showing archive footage from 800 years earlier. The first galactic civilization to encounter humans was the Hegemony Collective, a species, much like our current council, interested in expanding their territory and resources. The footage showed sleek Hegemony vessels approaching a single human ship, primitive-looking, clearly early interstellar technology, broadcasting peaceful intentions. The Hegemony decided that humans would make excellent slaves. They disabled the human vessel and boarded it, intending to capture the crew for study and forced labor. The display showed what happened next, and several council members recoiled in horror. The moment the Hegemony forces harmed the first human, every piece of their technology on the ship simply stopped working. Their weapons ceased to function, Their life support systems failed. Even their cellular regeneration implants shut down. The surviving hegemony records describe it as technological rebellion, Kexavari continued. Every device they had brought aboard became inert matter. Meanwhile, the human ship, which they had supposedly disabled, came back online and tracted the hegemony fleet into its cargo bay. "That's impossible," protested Admiral Cawthon. "No species has technology that can selectively disable other civilizations' equipment." The humans returned the hegemony crews unharmed 3 days later, Kexavari continued, ignoring the interruption. Along with detailed technical specifications for how to improve their life support systems, cure several genetic disorders prevalent in their species, and a complete breakdown of why their approach to faster-than-light travel was inefficient. More footage showed the aftermath, hegemony engineers staring in bewilderment at technological improvements that advanced their civilization by centuries, delivered as casually as one might offer directions to a lost traveler. The humans fixed their attackers' technology and sent them home with gifts. "It gets better," Kexavari said darkly. "Or worse, depending on your perspective." Over the next 50 years, 7 more civilizations decided to test human defenses. The Void Seekers tried to harvest human genetic material. The Crystal Hierarchies attempted to strip mine human worlds. The Machine Collective tried to assimilate human consciousness. The display cycled through footage of each encounter. In every case, the pattern was the same: human technology would seemingly fail. Attackers would gain apparent advantage, and then something impossible would happen that left the aggressors helpless, while humans offered medical aid and technological upgrades. Every single attacking civilization came away more advanced, healthier, and absolutely terrified, Kexavari explained. They discovered that humans don't just have advanced technology, they have incomprehensible technology that they deliberately disguise as primitive equipment to avoid frightening other species. "Why," asked Chancellor Molvari, "would they hide their capabilities?" "Because," Kexavari replied, "according to human philosophy, knowledge and power should be earned through wisdom and necessity, not taken through force. They prefer to let other species develop naturally, while quietly ensuring that no one commits genocide or enslaves entire populations." She activated one final display, showing current star charts. "Representatives, I want you to understand something. In the 800 years since first contact, not a single aggressive action against humans has succeeded. But more importantly, not a single species that attacked them has been destroyed, conquered, or even significantly harmed. They have all been educated." The implications sent chills through the assembled representatives. "The Karath supremacy attacked children," Elder Kexavari concluded. "In approximately 6 hours, a human response fleet will arrive at their homeworld. Based on historical precedent, the Karath will surrender immediately. Their society will undergo rapid technological and social advancement, and they will spend the next century telling everyone they meet about the galactic rule they learned the hard way, which is, do not mess with humans. Not because they will destroy you, but because they will improve you so dramatically that you'll spend the rest of your existence wondering what else you don't understand about the universe." As the council chamber fell into contemplative silence, Elder Kexavari added one final warning: "And if you're really unfortunate enough to threaten human children, they might just decide you're ready for accelerated education." The thought of what accelerated education from humans might entail was enough to make even the most warlike species in the galaxy suddenly very interested in maintaining peaceful relations.